Okay, one of the things about value proposition here, ladies and gentlemen, is that we got to position ourselves as an expert. So expertise, what I mean by expertise is really about how knowledgeable you are on a particular subject matter. So the subject matter could be a cloud services, could be BPO, it could be connectivity, it could be your smart services in agriculture or education, subject matter like IoT, for example, 5G. So how knowledgeable are you as an organization, right, to provide this kind of expertise? So the other thing that you want to look at is, how credible are you? How credible are you when you publish this content, all right, on this subject matter expert? This is so what you call here is an authoritiveness, right? And the third thing that you need to think about is that how trustworthy it is your website publishing this content. So if you look at this abbreviation, it's called EAT, stands for expertise, authoritative, and trustworthiness. So when we want to present our value proposition, and when we want to develop our content marketing strategy, when we want to develop all the content assets, right? So you can see here, we have all the various content formats here. We need to ask ourselves this. Are we EAT? Are we an expert? Are we a authority? Are we trustworthy? So this EAT here. So this is the three key principles that you need to think about when you develop your content marketing strategy, because content marketing strategy is really all about communicating the value proposition, communicating your unique selling proposition, communicating your differentiation, communicating your value to your potential customers, communicating your features, the benefits that your customer will get if they subscribe to cloud services. So these are the three key principles or mindset that you need to adopt when you start to develop your content assets. This is a spreadsheet that we use to develop our content marketing strategy. So of which you can see there is, formats, right? That you can see here, all the formats here, this thing here, okay? All the formats here, you can see here, all the formats here is actually listed based on this content marketing metrics, which is over here, So the list of the content formats, the type of content here is derived from this metrics here. What are the questions that our particular persona has, right? Our persona, this guy, what does this guy has? What kind of questions does he have at the awareness stage, okay, at the evaluation stage, and also at the decision stage? The development of content assets, we use our content assets to basically communicate our value proposition. So we use our communication, what we call our content assets. So content assets are all this that you see in the middle, all this in the middle: quizzes, infographics, guides, trend reports, press releases, reviews. So we use this content format as the one to communicate our value proposition. And our approach will be basically on touching on their emotional, what we call our emotional buttons, right? Touching the emotional buttons through entertaining and through inspiring, and to educate them and convince them, right? So these are our approach in terms of developing our content assets. Before we even create our content assets, we need to EAT. We need to be a subject matter expert. We need that expertise. We need to be authoritative. We need to be trustworthy, or we need to be credible. I'm going to introduce this tool that helps you to answer questions that your persona may have. This Answer Your Public basically gives you instant raw search insights, right? Raw, very raw. I think this is what we need to approach when we are doing research online. We need to go broad and raw first, but no specific to the topic that we are looking at. So the things that with Answer Your Public, you are able to get raw search insights direct from the minds of the customers. So this website actually is linked to the Google search algorithm, right? So he does have that database from there, and you can see, like, for example, there are 3 billion searches in every day, right? 3 billion searches every day, and 20% of those have not been seen by us before, all right? So in fact, they are kind of like a direct line to our customers' thoughts here, right? So the things that, for example, the things that, you know, there are questions like sometimes we ask, how do I remove a paper jam, for example? Other times it could be like wrenching fear, you know, the emotions part of it, the secret of hankering that they only dare to share with Google. So the things that, if you look at this, short for, this is Google suggests, short for big thighs, short for dogs, shorts for pole dancing, shorts for bigger bulge, right? Like my tummy, for example, how short is short for shorts, all right? So, you know, so in order for us to find out the questions that will eventually become the topic of our content marketing, for our content marketing, we need to go to Google. And we use this tool, Answer the Public, to discover those untapped content ideas that we have, right? So later on, afterwards, when you key in your topics that I have done, which is over here, smart services, IoT, you know, this website will run this, you know, this on this topic. And you can see, like, for example, if I will type in like shorts for, right? They will come on with this, you know, this chart here. You can see like shorts for dogs, all right, yeah. And then very specifically, shorts for dogs, why shorts in winter, why shorts should be allowed in school, and blah blah blah, right? So a lot of questions, right? How short are measured, how short video, and all these things. So it will present the data to you in this format, right? Either this format or in a table form, right? So as we know that Google searches are the most important data set ever collected on human psyche, right? It's very powerful. Google knows what people are searching, right? There's over 3 billion searches, 3 billion searches, you know, every day. And the things that, you know, this is basically what I call a content marketing tool. And it's also what I call a search listening. It's not social listening tool. It's called search listening tool. This is what Answer the Public is. It is a search listening tool. I'm sure that some of you have been exposed to social listening tool, but this is search listening tool. So this search listening tool basically helps you to meet your customer exactly where they are, and then keeps your finger firmly in the pulse. So just like how you use social listening tools, this is a search listening tool, right? It helps you to monitor trends, compare search behavior over time, and even uncover hidden treasures, right? Things that search terms that you will help you to boost your organic search, and also gives you a competitive edge in your campaign. All right. And the thing is that you don't have to stop wasting time trying to gut feel, right? What are the questions, so that you can fill up your content calendar, right, fast, and say goodbye to writer's block. So for you who are content writers, content producers, this is going to be a very useful tool for you. So your exercise is to download questions regarding the topics that you have identified, and then save it into your folder, which is Answer the Public folder, and then open it up with a Google Sheet. That's your exercise. Doing social media, you know, doing paid search, it's so easy. It's so easy, especially in social media. It's so easy to come up with a Facebook ad. It's so easy to come up with a LinkedIn ad. But it's always difficult in terms of what is the messaging? What is the messaging that we want to communicate? So the message, the content is always the most difficult part. And therefore, the things that I've shown you basically one way in terms of identifying your content topic. What to say? What to say is always the most difficult thing, right? Yeah. And it's not what we want to say, it's what we want to hear. I think that's very important. And so far, we actually get, you know, we get to know what people want to hear is basically knowing what are the questions they have in mind. So in content marketing, we always start with questions that our persona may have. So, and that's why I introduced you Answer the Public tool for you to get all the list of questions. Okay. So right now I'm just going to show you, you know, an example how we can take that one questions that we as a group we have identified to basically put that into what I call AI copywriter, right? To basically do a research, and come up with an article, a long article, right? Which is basically on the topic that you have selected. So if you look at here, I've selected basically are IoT devices secured? just let me just go to the drawing board first and show you and illustrate to you what I mean, right? So right now we have one question here, right? We have one question here, of which what we will do is that we will input into the AI copywriter. So what this AI copywriter will do is that they will do a research. They will research on this topic and they will curate. They will do copywriting. You do copywriting, right? So these are three things they will do. And then what it does is that it presents you an article, right? A long article. So of which this long article is going to be your cornerstone content. And then I will show you the demo, how this AI writer works in terms of when you put in your questions, how it generates an article for you of at least 2,000 words, I believe. So this is, so I'm in right now. Then what I do is that I'll put in my questions here, yeah, title here. And once I put a title here, I write an article. I put on research and write. I'm getting an AI writer to do a research and write. And what I do here is that I put in my question here, and then I write an article. Press a button here. So once I press the article here, you can see that it's actually now researching and curating, right? This topic here. It takes about like 2 minutes. So I just want to ask the class, right? When you write an article, when you write an article, how long does it take you to write 2,000 words?
Weeks.
Why so long? Huh?
Always got meeting, always got emailing to respond. Don't have quiet time to do all this kind of creative and soul searching. Quite difficult to write an article, sorry.
Yeah, even a topic that you're quite familiar with, right? It takes time for you to do the research, do the citations, right? The referencing,
true. Exactly.
Right? So this is what AI does, right? In less than 2 minutes. Okay.
All right, time to do my resume.
Right. No. This is not going to replace content writers for sure. But the point here is that it helps to expedite, your research and your curation. That's the process. It's not going to replace, your creativity. You still need to, go through the article. But at least you don't have to write the article. All you need to do is to edit the article. So instead of writing the article, ladies and gentlemen, you are editing the article that the AI writer gives you. So the main thing is that in today's content marketing, one of the key challenge, ladies and gentlemen, is really coming out with long form articles. So long form articles, meaning it's at least about 2,000 words. And there you go here. So once you have that, you can actually open it up in the workspace. Click here, and then see here, you have already got the article here. This is done by AI. So you can see that the title here, article. IoT devices secured. This article, this generated text is at least 87% unique. Later on, I will introduce you another tool to do, to check on the grammars and also to check on plagiarism. So because the articles that we selected must be unique. So if you look at this article here, basically it says IoT devices secured. The Internet of Things, IoT, are network or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Security technologies is in the area. Importance for protection of connected devices and network in IoT. And IoT's consumer application in consumer products and so forth, right? So, and the thing is that it does show where is the source of the text from, right? Which is here, you can see here, this is where the AI writer got the citation from, the source of it. So there you go. You have a list of articles here, and there's a whole source of citation at the bottom here. So then what you do here is that you go back and look at some of the keywords. The keywords are like smart, security, camera, IoT devices. These are the keywords that can be used later on for your Google Ads campaign, or do a hashtag when you actually publish that in your social media postings, right? So these are the keywords in here. So you have the final written AI articles here. And then you can see the whole article is actually on your Google Doc.